when you look out your bedroom window and see a young man kite surfing in your backyard, it may be time to think deeply about your living situation. My name is John Thornton, and my wife Nancy and I have lived happily since 2001 at the south end of Ocean City in New Jersey. Our worst time was in October 2012 when Superstorm Sandy devastated the Jersey Shore. Our home survived, but Nancy's son and his family lost theirs. I made a movie about Sandy's impact on Ocean City. People are still torn up about it. A few days ago, reports circulated of a new hurricane named Joaquin. For a while, it looked like it would hit us, and I was really freaking out. I was smart enough to go to the Facebook page of a really wonderful local meteorologist named Dan Skeldon. His TV station in Atlantic City closed, and now he works for the newspaper. But a smarter, more compassionate weatherman is not to be found. Very early on, Dan explained that the European model said that Joaquin would go out to sea. And slowly, the other models began to agree. His calm reasonableness allowed me to sleep. Yesterday, I was so happy about Joaquin's eastward retreat that I started joking a bit. This was misguided, as much devastation was still to come.
Chris, act like you're kind of drowning. It'll make the movie more dramatic. This poor woman is being blown away, and our street is ankle deep in water. Fortunately, she can do the breaststroke.
See that car down there.
Even though Hurricane Joaquin is retreating, we have been buffeted by high winds and rain. Our neighbor Rod talked about getting off the island using the 9th Street Bridge on Friday.
It was interesting because it was starting to flood a little bit when I headed off the island. And I noticed when I was going over the bridge that the wind seemed to be coming right underneath the Longport Bridge and driving the water on. So it looked like to me like it was actually bringing water into the back bay. It's the first time I saw that. But then when I came back over the bridge about an hour later, I could see that the outgoing traffic was really restricted. There was only like a half of a lane left because of the flooding had inundated the base of the bridge. So that's what I know.
Oh boy, it's kind of low tide now, and yet
it's pretty high. Yeah, it's pretty high. And I think that shows that the wind has as much, if not more, effect than the lunar forces or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
So it really does a job in keeping the tides up, and it sort of ratchets up a little bit each successive high tide when there's these constant northeast winds. So.
Your cat's keeping a good eye on the situation.
Oh, absolutely.
Are you scared?
No. Not at all. No.
For most of this summer, a major beach replenishment project has been going on. Our beach is at 56th Street, and they were dumping huge amounts of sand on that in September. Another wonderful local resource is Ocean City Daily Journal, masterminded by the multi-talented Doug Bergen. Doug is a great and intrepid reporter. He wrote this today. Ocean City saw its highest tide of the year Friday at 12:30 p.m. and many streets were flooded. but a relentless northeast gale reserved its best punch for Ocean City's beaches. Just 3 days after the completion of a massive $57 million Army Corps of Engineers project to rebuild beaches at the southern end of Ocean City, Strathmere, and Sea Isle City, the new sand is underwater. The ocean was lapping at the newly constructed dune line at high tide on Friday. From north to south in Ocean City, the beach had disappeared under a storm swell, churned up by northeast winds between 25 and 35 miles per hour on Friday. The peak wind speed on Friday at 59th Street Beach was 47 miles per hour. Ocean City has been in the gap between high and low pressure systems for more than a week, and the resulting wind and waves have battered the coast. The conditions likely peaked with Friday's high tide, but the gale will continue through the weekend.
Behind this big mountain of sand, which is the first time I have a little protection from the wind, which is just incredibly strong. These little guys over here, like me, are seeking a little refuge.
Nancy and I love living here, but we are realists. We believe with the world's scientists that global climate change is real and caused largely by man. I talked to one homeowner who has a much sunnier attitude.
You own a home in Ocean City. Is this making you rethink the intelligence of doing that?
Absolutely not. Storms happen, Mother Nature happens. This is all about being a homeowner down here at the shore, and life will always go on and life will always get better.
So you don't believe in global warming?
No, I don't.
Is it better to be happy and wrong, or right and miserable? I am 63 and feel entitled to live another 17 years and make 80. Though I try to find consolation in the hope that I will be dead before the next devastating storm, I fear my hope is misguided. After this, our flood insurance will likely become unaffordable. Lifting our house, which is an old one by local standards, would cost too much. So, should we stay or should we go? I bet a lot of people will be asking themselves that question. If not now, sooner than they might think.
Who am I kidding? They'll have to drag us out of here.